ago, we were talking about the real deal with Jimmie Johnson and Carl Edwards. Everyone said, oh, you got them one with Carl and one with Jimmie Johnson interview. And I said, no, we sat them down together. And actually, after we got all the serious questions away for the real deal, we had a fun game of rock, paper, scissors. It sounds very simple, but Jimmie Johnson and Carl Edwards were hilarious. You're going to have to tune in tomorrow on NASCAR Race Day, because long after we were finished with our rock, paper, scissors game, they wanted to continue on and get the best out of two out of three. So you'll have to watch Race Day tomorrow to see who wins rock, paper, scissors, and then, of course, later on to see who wins the championship.
That will be exciting, I guarantee you. Wendy does such a great job of getting guys, you know, kind of lighten up. But let's take a look at their driving style right now. If you're watching Jimmie Johnson, he looks like he's out there. Carl working pretty well. Carl looks like he may be just a little bit on the looser side than what Jimmie is right at the moment.
He really is not turning that steering wheel. In fact, you can see it go back to the right just a little bit, or a whole lot right there.
But, Steve, one thing I was amazed about, I had a chance to listen to both of their interviews down in the interview room over here in the new media center here at Homestead Miami Speedway. And Jimmie Johnson has always impressed me, but he really impressed me by making the statement of, you know, how are you perceived? How do you perceive yourself as far as the history of the sport? He said, whoa, time out. I'm a young man. You know, I drive race cars for a living. I do not have any kind of misconception or preconceived notion about where I factor in. Do I think I'm a top 5 driver? Do I think this? No, that's not the way he looks at it. This is what I do for fun. That's my passion, is winning race cars, winning driving a race car. And it really amazed me that, you know, how he's so grounded. I mean, he's such a real deal guy.
Jeff, at the Champions press conference in Coral Gables just on Thursday, in fact, you had 9 former champions there. Rex White, who won it in 1960. Ned Jarrett, who won it in 61 and 65, were there. Rusty Wallace, Dale Jarrett, Kurt Busch, Richard Petty, Bobby Allison was there. They had all these former champions. It's essentially the same question was asked. And Jimmie said, that's not my position to say.
No.
It's not up to me to say where I fit in history, because I've got a lot of years left, and he goes, how can I say that standing in front of these legends?
Yeah.
It's not for me to say.
He certainly respects that. You see the picture on the left. I love the way the Sprint Cup Series garage is set up. Not only is the 48 car and the 99 car right beside each other in the garage area, the haulers are parked right beside each other. You see Bob Osborne in the Office Depot uniform on the left, Chad Knaus on the right. I mean, they could reach out and touch each other, but what I'm seeing, they're almost blocking each other out. They are intensely watching their race car out on the racetrack. Both of them are out there right now, but you love the way this is set up. You go to a Super Bowl, the competitors never see each other for several days until they meet on the field for the coin toss, and here these guys are parked within about 5 foot of each other. Bob Dellner.
Larry McReynolds, you talk about the historical significance of tomorrow with Jimmie Johnson possibly winning 3 straight championships. Well, for Chad Knaus, who's on top of that 48 rig right now, he would be the first ever crew chief to win 3 straight Cup championships. But Chad, after yesterday's qualifying effort, very, very worried. He said, I'm going to be honest with you, I am very worried. And that's because when we're way back there early on the race, you can get trapped in a wreck. You can have engine issues, mechanical issues. Heck, it could rain and cut this race short, and if we're not up front, it may cost us the championship. He says the one thing we're going to do, we're going to keep that 99 car as much in our eyesight as possible.
But I was going to say a while ago earlier, they have a much better race car than their qualifying. He got very loose coming to the green, and guess what? He's the fastest in this practice session.